Is the dynasty over? It's perfect timing to name your starting quarterback for the rest of the year. Old or injured, and I can't think of a worse time to install a positivity bunny. It's Martin in Monaco. I tell you what, Alex. We saw the Philadelphia Eagles install a positivity bunny in the locker room, which just shows to me the story of the Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts Eagles has been one that has always been true of them. The headlines of that team match a team that the record is flipped. They sound like a 3-8 team, like a 4-9 team. You know what I'm saying? Like they sound every week like a team that is so deeply under 500. Guys are just having so much trouble surviving. Instead, they're atop their division.
It's almost an oxymoron. I mean, this is like I thought it was really an NBA Centel story. A freezing cold climate, a fan base that almost enjoys booing as much as cheering, one of the most difficult sports cities to play in, and they're dropping a bunny for positivity, not to mention the Italian element, and I'm Italian. I never heard a good luck bunny in the history of Italian culture. Sirianni. I mean, almost embarrassing, to be honest, that they rolled out an L, Martin. But they're reaching, man. They are reaching. Finally, Saquon got off a little here and there. I mean, at least he got in the end zone last night. I don't know, man. Philly's entire culture looks, it's one guy 1 week the next. Do we think they're running the table in any regard, or do you actually still think there's some merit to the Cowboys stealing the division?
I think there's merit to the Cowboys stealing the division because I do not see this Eagles team as – I do not see this Eagles team as long-term contenders. Even if they win the NFC East, I will be picking against them immediately. First opportunity available in the wild card round. I am convinced, now more than ever, quite honestly, that the hallmark of the Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts Eagles is going to be at the flash in the pan year one with Jalen Hurts, and then the outlier of Saquon Barkley in year three. With those three, that is it. That's it. That has been, from two to now, has been an offense that is boring, an offense that is predictable, an offense that has no juice to it. And you saw, to me, immediately on the first play of the game that A.J. Brown was running that scramble drill route only to show that on tape he ran the scramble drill route. He had no faith he was getting the ball. And Jalen, to his credit, hit him in the hands. And if A.J. had been running, he would have hit him in the hands. That offense is broken. That personnel is way too good to be like this. And if I have to hear one more agency paid for insider say the key for Nick Sirianni is managing the locker room, then my head's gonna explode. Because that team, again, sounds like the Raiders. If you just close your eyes and read the Raiders headlines and read the Eagles headlines, they'd be twins.
Just playing other side. If he gets in the end zone last night and they win the game, where are you with Philly? Because it was that close. It was a gross game. The game went under. The public bet over. The public believed in Philly last night. They were 2.5-point road favorites. Even Vegas gave the nod. You could call it a trap, but at the end of the day, they were inside enemy territory, and it was another bad pass by Hurts. But where are you on that? Because would we be looking at it any differently if the Eagles won last night, or just cooked regardless?
If the Eagles won last night, then this is what I would have said. This Eagles team is cooked because that Chargers team had no business even being close in that matchup. They went to overtime. You have no tackles, no receivers, and your quarterback's got one hand. And without him being Superman in the fourth quarter and overtime, running the ball like that and stiff-arming people with a surgically repaired hand from 4 days ago, you would have lost that game.
What was worse before we move on? Jalen Hurts QBR or Herbert's post-game winning interview?
Listen, we got to give these professional athletes who just got through. I mean, when you see what Justin Herbert was going through in that overtime period, just give him a minute. I do not besmirch him one bit for being like, I don't want to talk to you right now. Why? My hand hurts. Okay? I've been sacked over 10 times, it feels like. I am beat up. And I just put these bums on my back to get us this win. You know what? Yeah, great team win, Laura Rutledge. Leave me alone.
Just to add context, apparently if Hurts had spiked every down last night, he would have had a higher QBR than he ended up with. So I just had to get a thought there because honestly, unbelievable outing across the board. But let's keep it pushing.
Spiking the ball, the thing about spiking the ball is the other team generally doesn't catch them. So I don't know what the QBR numbers would have been for Patrick Mahomes, but stat line, worst game of his career. Threw him for less than 250 yards, I believe, 3 interceptions. Here's the deal. We talked about this 2 weeks ago. The Chiefs aren't good enough. They're not good enough. They're just not good enough. They don't have enough skill. The skill talent's not there. Offensive line is not healthy, right? And they have not done a good enough job of addressing either one, to my knowledge, or to my liking, I should say, because they're just lacking in a major way. And if Travis Kelce is not open, then they have nothing to do on third down. And if Travis Kelce is 36 years old, he's never going to be open again.
I'm just looking at numbers, though. It's really nothing short of astonishing. This team's given up 19 points a game. They're top 10 in yards against on defense under Spags. They're a top 10 rush D. Are we sitting here having a this is on Mahomes and the offense conversation here at 6 and 7? I mean, we're not doing a kid's meme here. They're 6 and 7. I'm not juggling. I am beside myself, man. I needed to see it and see it again and see it a third time. Terrible matchup against a top defense like Houston, but it wasn't really competitive. And I have a hard time looking at anything else other than the offense. But what is it? You have talent. You got play callers. I mean, I guess we can make the case the offensive line been banged up. They're missing Tooney, among others, in some turnover. But where are you at? I mean, is this one of those things, I guess, to just throw a little hypothetical out, where they're exhausted of winning? I mean, I had this conversation about the Edmonton Oilers not bouncing around too much, but to go to 2 Stanley Cups and you play so many more games than everyone else, a little different in a week-to-week sport. But is this just a letdown year because of so much winning over the last 5?
So I think not even the last 5, the last 7, they've gone to the AFC Championship game.
Well, yeah,
so
for
that's
sure.
3
Yeah.
games. That's 2 or 3 games just on top of more than everybody else. I think it's that. Also, too, Travis Kelce did not just turn 36, right? He was 35 before that, 34 before that. Where's his backup? Where's the guy you see this is the move that you want? Like, this is your – it went from this. Pre-COVID and through COVID, it was F it. Tyreek's down there somewhere. Tyreek went to Miami. They never replaced him, right? Then it went to F it. Me and Travis will figure it out. Travis Kelce got old. They never got another pitch. They never got a curveball to that fastball. Now it's just we're effed because they never did any of those things that they need to do. And, like, they miffed on a Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Like, the leading running back on the 2019 Kansas City Chiefs was Kareem Hunt. He's still the leading running back. You know what I'm saying? The leading receiver was Travis Kelce. He's still the leading receiver. They didn't get any better.
It is a little disheartening, though. Mahomes took that, I guess you call it a hometown discount for a little under $500 million. But he went first before Tua, before Herbert, before Trevor Lawrence, all those dudes that got over $50 million and haven't done a dang thing in the playoffs. I mean, if you're on the Mahomes mini team here looking at this, how do we explain this to someone like Patrick? Everyone wants to come down on him. Is it really the GM? I think it's Leach. Is it a combination of not getting him the assets? Because, I mean, if you're playing Madden, it's like, Rice, Worthy, Kels, they're not abysmal. This isn't like a Titans offense that they're figuring it out with. I mean,
no, but
I'm trying to just kind of understand it. I genuinely think they might be exhausted.
Yeah,
I don't know what else.
I just think their offensive talent is overrated. I don't know how. If I am Brett Veach, I did not end this year with Breece Hall or AJ Brown on my roster.
I like that.
One of the two. Like I don't know how why do I still have my second round pick for? For what? To get another Clyde.
Can we ask our
before we move on,
Okay.
guys? How much blame do you think Andy Reid deserves here? Because we've been talking about Mahomes. We've even mentioned Brett Veach here. Andy Reid hasn't even gotten a mention, and he's the coach here. He's in charge of this whole thing. He's been seen like Mahomes as one of the top at his job in the league. So how much flack does he get?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely, I think, get a mulligan year. It's a little upsetting. It definitely ruins you do the Mahomes-Brady first take convo in years. We're going to remember if he ends up under 500, if he ends up completely whiffing and has a non-Brady-like year, worth a conversation. I mean, Andy Reid, what do we know about Andy Reid before Mahomes, gentlemen? He could not get over the hump. He couldn't make those necessary adjustments to win those big games. I don't know that you chirp him into oblivion, but he definitely deserves a little bit of a chirp here. It's almost another conversation we don't have enough time for. Did this team get so far away from football because they all became celebrities in, let's just call it what it is, Missouri, which doesn't happen ever to anyone. And next thing you know, they're dealing with 900 things other than football. And are we just witnessing like a team unlike the Patriots or the Broncos where you got Vrabel and Peyton got these dudes laser focused? Oh, Travis has another commercial this week. Oh, Mahomes has another media hit. Whatever it is, Taylor Swift, not Taylor Swift. Something has to give and something has to be at least rationalized. You don't drop off like this with that little a turnover.
I think, but that's the thing. They did drop off. Like they did drop off. If you look at their record in one-score games over the last two seasons, it's just now rapidly approaching 500. But the point of the matter is that they've been in a ton of one-score games in the last, say, 30. Right? This was a team that used to blow people out. Like, you look at the Rams right now, the team that a lot of people think of a real shot to win the Super Bowl. Matt Stafford is sitting on the sidelines in the fourth quarter against the Cardinals, and the Cardinals get paid too. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it used to be with Kansas City. And I just really, truly believe those guys got old. But at what point do you break up the band? Like the Warriors, for example.
I was just going to say the Warriors. You read my mind. Like, is this Curry and Mahomes? Like, I don't know, though. Mahomes isn't 37.
No, but I'm not saying that. But even Steph was able to win another championship after they improved around him. And I get that it was uncomfortable to move off of a Klay Thompson the same way that it will be. Well, Travis is going to probably retire at the end of this year. Everybody kind of knows about it. It would have been awkward to try to move off of a Travis Kelce maybe last year. But I think last year it was evident he wasn't the same guy that he was at 33 years old, where he was still that great player. I don't think you're moving off of Chris Jones. Defensively, this team is fine. And they use a lot of draft resources to get it there. They missed on a first-round running back, and now all of a sudden you're still running the same guy. Think about just insert Jonathan Taylor into the Chiefs. They could, I believe, that was right there. They could have had him. They took somebody else. They could have had Jonathan Taylor, and then boom, look how this thing looks. So that's where it is for me. It's like they could have had Devontae Adams. Look how this thing would look with Devontae Adams. Like that's how I'm not out on Mahomes. I'm not out on Andy Reid. And I'm not even really truly out on Brett Veach. Because he built 7 teams that won the AFC like in the last, or 5 teams that won the AFC in the last 7 years. He's just got to do it again.
Yeah, and this is to last thought. This is coming down in a year where the Lions aren't in first. The Ravens just blew another game. They're under 500. We're watching 5-6. Philly wins a Super Bowl, can't get it together. I mean, how many quality teams from last year? This year's a one-off for many clubs. So I'm with you. We don't need to write off champions plural, but it is perplexing. And it does beg the question, what is going on togetherness-wise in that locker room? Because I would look to Mahomes as a leader to rally these boys. A 10-10 game also, last thought. And you're all of a sudden Dan Campbell, Andy Reid, going for it on your own side of the ball. in a 10-10 game, that's essentially a 12-round bout.
That's what I'm talking about, Alex. That's what I'm talking about. His defense was playing great that game, and he legitimately made poor coaching decisions in going for it on fourth down there. It was just sort of like an arrogance, like, we'll get it. We're the Chiefs. We always do. And they didn't, and they lost the game, and it's starting to shift the other way. I know we need to move on here. We really do. So
the last thing I said, I don't think it was arrogance. I think it was fear. Like, I think it's like this is over.
Deep.
Like, I think like he's like the thought is this could be over. If we don't convert, this is over. We will not get back down here. Like, I think it's fear.
Are they over, gentlemen? Before we move on, would you put $10 to win $53 on FanDuel right now for the KC Chiefs to make the playoffs?
No.
No, they're not going to make the playoffs this year. But the big question becomes, how much does it affect Patrick Mahomes' legacy? He was on pace to become the GOAT over Tom Brady. The trajectory-wise, he was on that path. If he misses the playoffs here, I don't know what that becomes. But to move on here, guys, Shedeur Sanders just threw for 364 yards with 4 total touchdowns. So 3 passing, 1 rushing, but they lost the game to the Titans. That's an ugly loss on your resume. There was a 2-point conversion at the end that it really came down to. And Kevin Stefanski, the notorious, there's rumors flying around that he hates Shedeur Sanders, doesn't want him on his team. He took Shedeur, who had the hot hand, off the field, wildcat to Judkins, botched the handoff. They lose the game, didn't get the 2-point conversion. So my question to you guys is, do you think there really is an anti-Shedeur agenda here for Kevin Stefanski, and just any other overarching thoughts coming out of that game?
Can I throw out a take just because I just saw Draft Day, the good, bad movie with Costner? Have you guys seen – Martin,
Sure.
Have you seen – so the whole spiel in like Bo Callahan's his star court. So it made me think like, oh, like in that room with the Deshaun debacle, like everybody maybe had a guy. Stefanski so clearly – did not pick Shedeur. I don't know if it came from Haslam. I don't know if it came from Andrew Berry. It's so evident when you do a 2-point conversion like that, when you go for it 2 weeks ago in San Francisco game, that's a 2-point game. It's asinine. And you're watching Pete Carroll get chirped for a backdoor cover, which made no sense. If you want to take him to the Fokker lie detector, I digress. But in this scenario, it's almost like incomprehensible, Martin. You give it to Quinshon Judkins in a pouring rain ball game after Shedeur just pulled a rabbit out of a hat. I'm tired of it. Take your nice manicured beard and go be an offensive coordinator somewhere. You're done, Jerry. You're done.
No, I'm with you on that one. I think that after watching Bill Belichick get one interview last year to be a head coach in the NFL, and I know that they know whatever. I don't care. After seeing only the one interview, I am now convinced more than ever that the idea of this guy'd get another job in 10 minutes. No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. I am not convinced at all that Kevin Stefanski's phone is ringing to be a head coach in the NFL again if he were somehow fired from the Cleveland Browns, which record and everything else justifies it as such. Now, this is my general thought process when it comes to the modern-day conspiracy theory, right? A lot of people will attribute them to the government and so on and so forth. And ask those same people, when's the last time you had to reapply for your driver's license? How long did it take? Do you think those same people are able to grand rig these things on a conspiratorial basis? The Cleveland Browns have started 42 quarterbacks since 1999. Do you think that they are grand? There's a grand scheme, a collaboration of – no, they're bad at this. They're bad at this, and they've proved so across many coaches, across many organizations, across many GMs, ownership, somehow strikingly stable. I wonder why.
So are you getting at that he was trying to win the game? You're a Stefanski supporter in this particular instance.
Yes, because here's the thing. I've seen way more Browns games than just about probably everybody. I watched a lot of the Dylan Gabriel era and almost all of the Flacco era. As a Quinshon Judkins fantasy owner, I'm aware that he has.
Me too, baby. Me too. Playoff week, fine.
So how many times have you seen Quinshon Judkins go into the Wildcat on the goal line? It happens every week. It happens every single week. So I don't think that this is some grand conspiracy against Kevin Stefanski to somehow sabotage Shedeur Sanders. I just think Kevin Stefanski is bad at this.
Well, could we potentially say C on the Scantron, both A and B? Quizmaster Ian. It could be. Okay, before we move on, Martin, do you feel like, because it's so evident in a Bo Nix, Peyton, Mike Vrabel, Drake May, completely coming together, reminding the whole league, if you don't have head coach, or a quarterback head coach in complete lockstep, you're done. How do we sit there and watch these small sample size games and feel like Stefanski wants to wrap his arms around Shedeur? It doesn't seem like his style, whatever you want to call Shedeur is, as a leader, matches Stefanski's MO. And so that would beg the question, who has to go? And if you look in the crowd, a lot of people doing this, nobody rocking the Stefanski.
The fact of the matter is this: Kevin Stefanski will be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns week 1 next year. And
no, don't tell me that. I can't do this all again.
And listen to this. Believe you me here right now, the Cleveland Browns will be drafting a quarterback in the first 3 rounds of the NFL draft.
Oh, my. So you think Shedeur's out? It's not his team at all. He'll be staffed and stuffed, and they're going to roll with Stefanski again?
I have seen no reason over the last if Stefanski's going to be fired, he's going to be fired by now. Right?
I don't know, though. I don't know. They might be in real time, if we're just talking it out, trial and erroring it. They have absolutely nothing to lose. They're already out of everything. Let's just see if they work.
If I can jump in, I do think that it's not a foregone conclusion that Stefanski won't be fired. Maybe it is in your mind right now, but I just what if this stuff continues with Shedeur and like Alex said, there's a ton of fans, doing the watch celebration. This guy is making the franchise money. He's selling jerseys. He's getting
box office television.
Just hold on. Because here's what it really boils. Like, we have to figure out which conspiracy theory we're all going to land on here. Because if, in fact, the owner told Stefanski to draft him, okay, and Stefanski ran the owner by the quarterback plan, then everybody should be in cahoots here, right? Like, except
one ego in the Bo Callahan draft room, because if we're going analogy here, and Kevin Costner's Kevin Stefanski, he pulled the last second. Here's my choice. Dylan Gabriel can run my offense as a quarterback whisperer.
I just think that's too much of an assumption to make that he. I think that's too much of an assumption to make that he put his fist on the table and said, no, we're taking Dylan Gabriel. I'm sure that there was a conversation to be had, and they as a franchise agreed they were going to take Dylan Gabriel. I think it's once Shedeur started falling round after round after round, he's there on day 3 with our 5th round pick. Who are we going to take, a backup offensive lineman? That's what the owner's
But how
thinking.
bad does
Let's
that
take
look?
Shedeur Sanders.
If Stefanski, let's just say this. If
terrible.
Stefanski
It's a terrible run organization.
If he put his reputation on the line in that room, for all we know, let's play hypothetical, and said, I like Dylan Gabriel, and then the whole wide world, who isn't a head football coach, is telling him, without telling him, he's incorrect. Gabriel sucks. He can't stretch the field. He's a 5'8" man in a grown man world. He's a bust. How would you feel subconsciously if the dude threw for 325, 3 touchdowns thrown, 1 rushing? How many rookies have done it? 1. I mean, we're not talking about a July Fox Sports Radio 5-minute filler because Shedeur's interesting. This dude went out and smoked, and then Stefanski called the worst play call I've ever seen.
Stefanski first has been calling that play all year. But again, they drafted.
But that first and goal with Judkins is fine. 2-point conversion, you take it out of the guy who's humming. That's like, oh my God, dude, do you know basketball?
What did Shedeur do? What did Shedeur do in the goal line possession, the one before? Fumbled the snap. So, like, it's not like he was out there Tom Brady against Nick Foles, right? Like, or Nick Foles against Tom Brady, rather. He didn't play a perfect game. Like, it's just perfectly. like Occam's razor, the most logical ending is most likely the correct one. They drafted Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round. They were set at quarterback. They get a phone call from their boss. The boss says, draft Shedeur Sanders next time you come onto the board if he's still available. They say, okay, cool. We already drafted a quarterback in the 3rd round, so when this all comes out, he's got to get the pecking order of reps because of just the way that the football locker room operates. Fine. Cool. We'll sell 1,012 jerseys. Let's get it going. Okay. Then Shedeur comes out, and guess what? He's better than Dillon Gabriel because nobody ever questioned whether or not Shedeur Sanders was better than Dillon Gabriel. Like, that wasn't the question ever about it. In fact, it was when guys like Dillon Gabriel
preseason, though.
No,
we were getting a lot of crap.
No.
I was.
Dillon Gabriel, now, it was about, now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's a straw man argument to say that somebody thought that Dillon Gabriel was more talented than Shedeur Sanders. Maybe he could run the offense better. Maybe he had better footwork. Maybe he was a better professional. But the idea that if you watched Oregon and you watched Colorado, there's no way that you're telling me that you thought Dillon Gabriel was more talented. But again, when you're drafting
pre-draft, it was not close. I can tell you, like, Shedeur was a projected 1st or 2nd round pick. Gabriel was a projected 5th round pick.
But when you're drafting
Gabriel
a backup
got taken
quarterback
way earlier than
to that point, you're drafting a backup quarterback that's somebody who can run your offense and scout team. You don't really care what he can do on a broken play to throw the ball 50 yards down the field because he's not going to be in that position, right? So I don't think that this is some big grand conspiracy because ultimately losing serves no one. It serves no one in that environment. They've all been there forever. They don't have a bunch of picks out. In fact, you know what losing serves? It serves the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Alex, you get the last word, and then we got to move on.
Before we move on, Martin, do you believe in Shedeur as QB1 or no?
I have always held the fact that Shedeur Sanders is a low-end starting quarterback in the NFL. If he's your starter, you're probably looking to upgrade, but you feel okay going into the year with him. I've always felt that was what he would project to. Like, and I think he can have a long career. Like, Jacoby Brissett has been in the league forever.
I just think it's not going to work. I think he is the starter of this team. I think in a perfect world, he's QB1 next year. He thinks that the whole offseason, and they go find him a guy that likes him. Maybe Deshaun mentors him as a backup. Who knows?
Oh, God. All right, moving on here. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens lost to Pittsburgh this week, so Pittsburgh now has sole possession of that division, the AFC North. They're in first. And Lamar continues to not look anywhere near like himself. So I guess my question to you guys here is, do you think he's injured? Because if he's not, we need to start having some conversations because he's approaching 30. We don't know how long his archetype of quarterback, it's such an unprecedented archetype where he's just this run first, the best running quarterback in NFL history, completely reliant on his athleticism. He's a great passer too, but that clearly isn't enough right now. So what do you guys think about this? Is Lamar injured? Is he on the downturn? What do we think's going on there in Baltimore?
I think he's hurt. And I think that team is out on John Harbaugh. Think weird things, like if you pay attention to the reporting, not exactly what is being said, but more what is happening around what is being said. You go back, Harbaugh's like, oh yeah, Lamar will be back in a week. Lamar doesn't come back for another 3 weeks, right? And it's a soft tissue injury. It's not a broken bone or something like that where you can say, no, it went from broken to healed. Like it's a hamstring and it's a calf. And like there seems to be a disconnect there that like as soon as Lamar's back in the lineup, all of a sudden, oh, you know what we're going to do? We're throwing everything out of the locker room. Like why is it that Lamar is running throwing all the toys out? Lamar's running in that space, and it feels like John Harbaugh has been there for 18 years, the same way that Mike Tomlin has been there forever. I think both of their voices have kind of run stale. The difference is, in Baltimore, there's a real expectation because we have a should-have-been two-time MVP quarterback. There's no in Pittsburgh, everybody knows Aaron Rodgers is 40-something years old and is past his prime, and we're trying to put it all together with sticks and glue. In Baltimore, we should be in the AFC Championship game, without a doubt.
Yeah. I'm just looking at numbers here. Baltimore is giving up more points than they've scored on the season. I don't remember the last time that's ever happened with Baltimore. I mean, maybe even before Ray Lewis, in all seriousness. They're still a top 3 run team. But to your point, Martin, it has to be the hammy, right? I mean, he does moves you cannot do with a joystick, not even trying to be funny. Like, his ability to start, stop, and get you looking straight silly out there, we haven't really seen it. The sad thing is that, to your point, I think we're talking about infrastructure and culture teetering. I mean, this is a real thing. How long can you go with one guy and then you just watch body language? I mean, I was all over Pittsburgh +6. I thought it was free, in all honesty, if you go head-to-head on that rivalry, and you're getting 6 points in Vegas. That aside, though, that Steelers team couldn't have come in with worse energy. They were the story. They were the bad vibes. They were Rodgers getting smacked by Bosa, still bleeding from the week prior. And the chemistry and lack thereof of togetherness with Baltimore, I don't know, man. We might have to have that conversation about Johnny Harbaugh. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Is he more of a defensive guy than offensive guy? I mean, their defense looks horrendous. Yeah, they buttoned it up a little bit in the middle of the season, but they're giving up 24 points a game. They're not scoring close to that. That's problematic. Do you give them a mulligan like you give Kansas City, though? They haven't won anything. They've been incredibly patient. They're a loyal fan base. But to your point, the 30-year-old Lamarian, I mean, I just think if he's injured and they're hiding it, everyone should get a pass. But I can't really tell quite frankly. All I know is Week 18, they're dancing against the Steelers. I still think that could be for the division.
I think it will be for the division, and I think the Steelers will win it. And I think that'll be ultimately what puts the Ravens and John Harbaugh in the coffin. It is evident to me that Lamar Jackson is hurt. We just watched him last year. That was just last year. 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's missing left, right, and center. Like, he's throwing the ball like something's wrong. Like, he's throwing the ball like it might come out he needs LASIK at the end of the thing. It is evident to me that he is hurt and he is playing through injury on a team that is trying to make, you know what I'm saying? Because he's a tough guy. Like, I do not think that Lamar just all of a sudden lost it.
16 tugs, 5 picks, 60 QBR. His rushing, he had 70 rush yards week 1. He hasn't sniffed 50 all year. I mean, several outings in the teens. How is he not hurt, gentlemen? I mean, it's upsetting when you go over the years of Greg Roman can't get the offense right. Now it's Todd Monken, who's very young, our age as we speak. I mean, do they need to go again and blow it up on the offensive coordinating side of things? It does look like some guys need to get replaced.
It's probably time to get a new head coach.
If you swap Tomlin and Harbaugh, would it work twice?
I think both organizations would still want an offensive first guy.
Could you imagine Harbaugh to the Steelers, Tomlin to the Ravens? I mean, I'm not even trying to just throw a headline out there. It could work on both accounts.
That'd be
They're
wild.
both exhausted of each other, and we'll still see it twice during the holidays.
That'd be so sitcom-y and soap opera-y if that happened. Yeah, the thing with me, though, is just if Lamar is injured, then why aren't they telling us? Like, what? All you would be doing is saving his reputation a little bit. I don't understand what the issue is there, what the downside would be to telling us. But anyway, to move on here, just before we move into the games, Alex, our local Alex Moneyline Monaco betting guru, as we approach the playoffs here, what are some numbers sticking out to you, and who might be the best bets heading in?
Well, for starters, just throwing it out there, we have a completely wild board, almost topsy-turvy. I mean, on a serious note, the value of teams that aren't out that could put it together could be the Chiefs at plus 530, could be the Dallas Cowboys at 6-1. Those are just numbers to make the playoffs. But what's also interesting is Detroit is a coin flip to make the playoffs. The Ravens are now plus 160. And, you go up the board to the chalk outside of San Francisco, Philly, Houston, and Green Bay laying over 15-1 and beyond. Everybody's under 4-1. Chargers, Bucks, Bears, all in that minus 350, minus 250. Steelers are minus 160. I don't want to bog you down with too many numbers, but with just a month and change to go, Carolina plus money, Baltimore plus money, Detroit pick 'em, and then you got the Colts, of course, the Cowboys, and the Chiefs at long shots. I don't know if you want to throw in Miami there. They're 70-1 to make the playoffs. Likely won't happen. Bengals in between them at 15-1. Anybody sticking out, though, because there's a lot of value and a lot of parity and a lot of playoff teams from last year that are plus money in mid-December.
The only one that sticks out to me, really, is the Cowboys. Because I think the Cowboys probably have the best chance. Like, if you look at – because a lot of the problems are those teams that are generally atop the division, Kansas City, Buffalo, Baltimore, by a significant margin, are like hanging on to the wild card fringe for often. So that's why you see these odds weird, because we are not necessarily seeing what we are used to seeing. But I do know this. I am used to seeing the Philadelphia Eagles fail down the stretch. I've seen it happen twice before, right? I've also seen the Dallas Cowboys go on a heater. I just saw them do it for 3 games a minute ago before giving up a ton of rush yards, right?
Right.
I think if I'm looking at which of these teams, because a lot of this is about really who's going to win the division when it comes down to who's going to make the playoffs. I think if I had to say, that's why Detroit's a coin flip, because like the Detroit – the Lions, the Packers, and the Bears are all doing the Spider-Man meme, pointing at each other because they all have to still play each other. So it really depends on who you think wins those games. Right. I think the Eagles go 2-2 down the stretch. Cowboys, if they win out, will win the division. So
remember we were talking a few weeks ago, and the Philly was like minus 20,000. There was a comma. FanDuel, I'm just going off FanDuel. I've already eliminated teams, plural, and in divisions. Dallas is only plus 750. Philly's minus 1,000. I mean, I've never seen a drop-off like this from a future standpoint. And just to your Lions take, they're not 9.5 to 1 to win the division and a coin flip to make the playoffs. So at that point, for those listening, maybe you sprinkle on the Lions around the table in the North. But, man, Chiefs aren't even listed to win the West. Colts, who were the chalk the whole year, are 27-1 to win the South. Texans out of nowhere, Bears out of nowhere. We've talked some of these out on the right side. I've definitely owned my side of L's, but just wanted to point it out for those who do dabble in betting or just interested in what the lines are and what Vegas is telling you. Not a lot of great, a lot of good, and a lot of bad.
The Colts should be definitely greater than 27-1.
Isn't that crazy?
They should be higher for every year of Phillip Rivers' age. They should be 44-1.
Hey, Phillip Rivers goes out of retirement to put us into retirement with a 27-1 ticket. Print the papers.
No, I think the Colts odds should go down by signing Phillip Rivers. It's the only thing that should happen out of that. But you guys ready to move on to the games?
Yeah, let's move on. Maybe we put one little long shot ticket in, the three of us, for $5 each before next week. See if we can't flip it and buy some new gear for the pod.
Yeah, merch. I'm with you guys on the Lions though, for sure. Like I could even see 3 teams in that division making the playoffs. So the fact that they're seen as a coin flip right now, that seems a little.
There's definitely a mathematician
value
out there that could probably find some value with how much is going on. But the last month of football for the Lions is at LA to play the Rams, and it's the Steelers at the Vikings at the Bears. I mean, I can't wait to talk Dan Campbell and the future of the Lions if they miss the playoffs here, gentlemen. That does not look like a 4-0, maybe even not 3-1 last month of football.
All right, this week's list, we've got the top 10 current rushing yard leaders in the NFL. So it's through week 14, the guys leading the league in rushing yards. Let's see how you guys do. You got 5 minutes on the clock, 3 strikes and you're out. Ready, set, go.
All right.
We got a couple cupcakes. Talk to me.
I'm going to start with Christian McCaffrey.
McCaffrey actually missed the list, so that's strike 1. He just missed it. He was number 13, or is number 13. So strike 1.
He's a top 10 receiver and not a top 10. How sick is this season of football?
That's amazing.
Dude, that's for the wizard on the squad, not great. All right, now we got to talk a little strategy. Do we go with Gibbs? I mean, we just throw a couple like Gibbs out. Should we throw Gibbs out?
Gibbs has got to be top 10. Got to be.
Gibbs.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs is number 5.
Okay, if Gibbs is 5, then off the top of my head, I'm thinking Kyron Williams is probably on this list. And then Bijan Robinson's on the list for sure. That's my first. That's he's on it.
Bijan Robinson, he's number 4. Good job.
Hey, where are we at with Josh Jacobs? I feel like he's on this list. He was hurt a couple weeks, but I feel like he's top 10.
I think he was hurt, but I don't think he missed a game. I know Saquon's not on the list. You just said Christian McCaffrey's not on the list. There's nobody from Minnesota.
I don't think Derrick Henry's on the list. Is he? I mean,
let's go with I'll go with Jacobs.
Let's go Jacobs. Let's go Josh Jacobs.
Jacobs is strike 2. He's actually 15th in the league in rushing right now. Behind.
Sick, dude.
I'm not going to tell you who he's behind that. Give it away.
That's demoralizing. I'm sorry.
And he's behind Saquon Barkley.
Did you want to go Kyron? I mean, I'm a little nervous about Kyron.
No, now I feel like it's going to be something stupid like Devon Achane. Jonathan Taylor.
It's Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's number 1. I was waiting for you guys to get that one, so top answer.
Oh my gosh. This is like ETN might be on this list for all we know. I think Achane's a good guess. I would be okay with guessing Achane. I mean, I'm literally going through every team. I can't.
I can't guess Achane before I run through at least a few more in my head. James Cook should be on this list somewhere.
Maybe though. I don't know. I think James Cook is because when I did peep the Ravens combo, they're the number 1 rushing team. He's got to be on the list.
He has to be. Wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, okay, James Cook, but is it all running backs?
Yes, James Cook is on the list, and he is 2nd in the league in rushing. So, yes, he is absolutely on this list.
All right,
okay, great.
But I didn't mean – I jumped ahead of myself. I know James Cook was on the list. Is it all running backs on the list?
Great question.
It's all running backs. All running backs. There's no receiver
Josh
going to be in the top 10 in rushing.
Oh, man.
I thought that, like, Josh Allen was on there or something like that. Like, at 10.
No.
So we got Taylor, backs. We got Cook, we got Bijan. We got Gibbs. No Josh Jacobs. No McCaffrey. No Saquon. You dealer's choice. You want to go with Derrick Henry. He doesn't. Now, how about DeAndre Swift? Because they are a top 3. They are a top 3 rushing team this year.
Come on, guys.
All right.
You've said these names. You've been saying names that are on the list.
All right, Achane.
It's not hard. You've got this.
Achane.
Yes, Devon Achane is 3rd in the league in rushing.
That's
so now
insane.
we filled out the top 5.
Okay, we got this, dude. We got one strike. Do you co-sign on Derrick Henry? I mean, we can go through it. It's not a Texan.
No, it's not a Texan.
Might be a Jag. ETN. I don't know. I mean, I'm like racking my head over who else it could be. It's not a Viking. We've already gone through it. Like, Swift is on my mind. Henry's an afterthought, but he's there.
I feel like, yeah, it's got to be.
Is Javonte Williams in this conversation? I don't think so. What I'm trying to do is throw out names and read Ian's body language is what I'm trying to do.
He might be.
Javonte?
This is rough. All right, so between Javonte Williams, with the Cowboys.
No Commander.
Definitely not a Commander.
No New York Giant.
Definitely not a Giant. There's no
you got
Wan'Dale
NFC
Robinson.
South. You got, I mean,
that's the team that I haven't really been keeping.
Is Bucky Irving? I mean,
Bucky
that's because he got hurt. Yeah. Dude, it's definitely not a Steeler. Chase Brown?
Okay, all right. Of the ones that we have that we like, because now I like Chase Brown potentially at like 8 through 10. I like ATN down the list. Like, neither one of these guys are going to be 6, right? I'm trying to figure out who's 6, right? So if it's in the AFC, could be Derrick Henry.
If you think someone's on the list, just guess them.
He's trying to tell us that we've said their names. That's
I
why
know
I'm
he has.
thinking that Derrick Henry is
Okay,
on.
let's go with Derrick Henry on the list.
Yes, Derrick Henry is 6th.
All right, Derrick Henry is 6.
That's the quietest sixth leading running back I've ever heard of.
I'm serious.
You haven't heard a peep from Derrick Henry all year.
Except for when he was fumbling.
So we need 3 here with 90 seconds to go.
Sounds good to me. 3 here with 90 seconds to go. I'll say Kyron
You need
Williams.
4.
Kyron Williams?
Kyron Williams is 8th.
Okay. So we're missing 7, 9, and 10.
Dude, we got this. We got this. Oh, how do we not think is Rico Dowdle or Chuba on this list?
If it's one of them, I think it's Rico. Rico.
That is such a sick way to go down.
That is a sick way to go down. Let's
But
say
they ran the ball real well a lot of this season. I just don't know if they split it up enough.
Well, Rico had like 1,000 yards in 3 games. Like 4 games. Remember, he ran through the Cowboys?
I know.
Rico Dowdle might be 10 on this list.
You want to go down with him? We can. I mean, who was the other? We don't have anybody else really we really love, right? Dude, we're going to go with a backup running back to lose, technically.
I think we are. Let's go with Rico Dowdle.
Rico Dowdle's 9th. Good guess.
Oh, let's go. All right.
2 more. We get 1 mulligan or no? We don't get 1 mulligan.
No, we don't.
We just got 1 more.
You got one
dear
strike
goodness.
Okay, so guys I haven't said before that I've been thinking, Kenneth Walker, potentially in Seattle. I know that's a run-first team. Christian McCaffrey being first strike is really just rude. It's not a Cardinal. It can't be a Cardinal.
No. I mean, dude, I'm down to ETN. I think DeAndre Swift is worth considering. They're a top 3 rush team. If they're a top 3 rush team, how is he not mathematically in there? I don't.
Yeah, it makes sense. DeAndre Swift.
No, he's not. He is
Throw my
14th.
mic. I'm throwing it.
I mean, dude, they have Kyle Monangai. DeAndre Swift has missed a few games.
Is it
I'll give you guys
ETN,
the
dude?
last
Is it
few here.
ETN?
Yeah, please.
ETN was 10th, and Javonte Williams was 7th. You guys were
Oh
saying
my
it the
God,
whole
I'm
time.
furious. Damn
Just
it,
guess.
what?
Just guess it.
Devontae Williams
All
is
right.
bad.
This changes my whole evening.
Where's Quinshawn?
I'm not gonna lie, I blew that. I think
Quinshawn
you
wasn't
were
in the top.
You were
15.
there. You were
I think
there.
he was 16th
and
or
I,
17th.
Saquon's
threw
13th,
out.
right?
Saquon's 12th.
Oh, I looked that up this morning.
It went Breece Hall 11th, Saquon 12th, CMC, DeAndre Swift, Josh Jacobs. Who just
Buddy, I
missed.
tell you what.
that's so bad. That is a very difficult game. I honestly 8 for 10's not
It
terrible.
is. It is.
8 for 10 with Saquon not in it, Jacobs not in it.
No, that's actually very respectable. And like last week's was like really hard, I thought. But
This is
yeah,
this is how the
one was-
Brooklyn Nets sound in the locker room after another loss, just by a little. This is
Yeah,
we're
like, you know, this is-
experiencing what the hey, we'll almost win next game, guys.